Kids on the Slope. That shit was great. That shit is about jazz music. And it was just high school kids playing jazz. You know what? We'll have a Kids on the Slope episode because it was fucking good.
How many episodes of that is there?
13, right?
Okay.
Right? Yeah, it needs to be enough for Grant to do in one night. 12. 12 episodes. And it's great. Oh, it's so good.
I can do that.
All right. Maybe that's what we'll do next. Because Kids on the Slope is awesome. And now I'm dedicated to have an episode about this shit.
6 hours later.
Fuck yeah. Damn it.
We can't hear it.
I know you can't hear jazz in a manga.
Maybe there's an OVA or something.
Doubt it.
Look it up.
Let's make one.
Okay.
I'll be.
I got a drum.
Fuck. Piano.
It's jazz, baby.
Can't hear jazz.
It's just paper.
You can read the notes. Maybe they have notes.
Can't read jazz.
Maybe they have like a track
Right.
audio link. It's just like play this when you get to page 4.
No.
Fuck.
Are you musically inclined?
Fuck.
Here's the sheet music. Play it in your head. Fuck. Okay, so Anime Club.
Woohoo.
As promised in the last episode where we talked about Uromanga Sensei, we now have brought on another host,
Brett Son.
Brett Chan. Brett Chan.
I don't know how those work.
That doesn't. It's more demeaning, is why I said.
I'm Brett Sanchan.
He's Brett Sanchan Kun.
Brett Pan.
Brett, just give the people, the beautiful audience, a rundown of your anime expertise.
I'm Brett Sanchan. I have watched a lot of anime from, well, probably all started, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto when I was younger. And I've pretty much just been watching anime all the time since. So I've just seen a lot. I like a lot of the music. And yeah, it's just been a big impact in what I appreciate about art. So
What?
that's it.
Yeah, so let's not dawdle too long on you, because we watched a pretty great anime
Ooh.
called Kids on the Slope.
It's good.
And
It was good.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone thinks it's good. So we do start off these talks and discussions with our general emotions about it, so that when we talk about it, you can sort of color what we're saying. So maybe if we're being particularly critical at some point, you can still recognize that, okay, but they still liked it. So Kids on the Slope is a Japanese manga series written by Yuki Kodama, and the anime television series adaptation aired in 2012, so it's a little bit older. And it was directed by Shinichiro Watanabe.
Ooh.
Watanabe.
You did pretty good there.
Watanabe.
What
At Studio Mappa.
That's a good one. You did good with that one.
Yeah.
So much confidence.
So much confidence. I need that English. Which does it? Okay, we'll talk about that. And music by the acclaimed composer Yoko Kanno. So these two previously worked together on Cowboy Bebop,
That makes sense.
and Watanabe has worked on Space Dandy, so if you're familiar with that, and also Terror in Resonance, which is something that I've also been really wanting to watch. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop director.
You can see that.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just ring up the plot real fast.
Go for it.
In the summer of 1966, because of his father's job situation, freshman high school student Kaoru Nishimi. It's so hard. I'm so English. I'm so American. moves by himself from Yakusuka to Sasebo in Kyushu to live with his relatives. Until then, Kara was an honor student role. He kept to himself. He meets Sentaro, who is like this big
bully.
bully.
Big bad bully.
In episode 1.
Big guy.
And then through him, he learns about jazz and then how much fun it is to play jazz, and then they play jazz.
It's fucking dope.
It's a jazz anime, and did it way before fucking... Why is the name escaping me?
I have no idea what you're thinking of.
Fuck. With Ryan Gosling and...
Oh, you're talking about La La Land?
Yeah, way before La La Land.
La La Land, it seems different than this.
I mean, it's almost the same.
I didn't watch it.
No,
I
you
didn't watch
see
it
La La
either.
Land. But basically, there's like a take on jazz that you could go with for storytelling, and it's always I don't even get jazz, and it's like, wow, you just don't know about jazz. It's so fun. It's so freeform.
Yeah.
And which is like not done very often, which is another reason why we wanted to watch this, is because
It's different.
it's very different. In the summer of 1966, first of all,
What a
it's
weird time
interesting-
period.
What?
What a weird area to look at.
Right. It's a very interesting time period for a high school student in particular, which made sense because I just generally have an issue with watching 15-year-olds do stuff. But I liked watching this group of 15-year-olds do stuff because they're also Generation 1 Japanese post-World War II.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
apparent when you see all the American sailors walking around in backgrounds because they're still stationed there. In 1966, the Vietnam War was happening, which is why
The American soldiers are still there.
still there, like came back and occupied old ports, but also why Kaoru's father was gone
Yeah.
off to war, along with Sentaro,
No.
who,
No.
by the way, spoilers. Duh. We should just include that.
Spoilers are always there.
Spoilers.
like after the intro sound.
Yeah.
It should just be a sound bite of us going spoilers.
Yeah.
Which leads into really interesting undertones, which is a really good word for this anime. There's a lot of undertones happening.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of... It's not going to tell you...
They show, not tell.
Yeah.
Sometimes
They
don't
do
show.
a great job of showing, not telling.
And sometimes they don't even...
They don't show. They just do.
They don't even show. They just expect you to be like vaguely aware of what is occurring in this world. Like they never bring up the war. They never even really say that Kaoru's father is going off to war.
We didn't explicitly know what year it was in until Brett and I we talked about. They were like, "What year was this in?" Because we didn't look. I didn't read it. He didn't read it, and then we're like, "I don't know." And then we looked back at one of the episodes, and it was the graduating one, and it said 1968.
Yeah.
That was the only time we figured out what year it was.
Yeah. So yeah, this anime does take not 2 years, but over the course of 2 years in the story,
Yeah.
which turns some people off.
They progress in time a lot. Like, I actually really appreciate that about it. Go ahead, Alex.
It seemed like every 2 episodes was another like it went from like winter to spring to summer in like 2 or 3 episodes because they had to fit probably a lot into just the 12 episodes to get the whole story.
It was like a realistic amount of time for all the things that were happening to happen, as opposed to everything happening in a week or a year, as some seasons do.
And just the way it was paced made it feel natural too.
The pacing was very natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I looked at it akin to, you don't remember every single day of your life, but you remember the time you went to the beach, or you remember the fight you had with someone. Just basically the memorable moments in these kids' lives, like the concert or
Every argument.
every argument, graduating, stuff like that.
Yeah. The double date.
The double date.
Double date.
Like things that seem even minor in comparison to the grand scheme of life, but also over the 2 years of these characters developing.
Mm-hmm.
Every argument. I liked that the arguments I was originally annoyed with because it's like, oh, you're so dumb. Why are you even feeling that way? And then I was like, wait a minute, wait. They're like 15, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah,
Actually,
no,
probably
there's 15, 16, 17. I think it's 16, 17, 18 actually.
I think it's 15, 16, 17.
It might be 15, 16. Like they're in that age.
Because he turned 16 in year 1, 17 in year 2, 18 in year 3.
No, I know what you're saying. I find myself feeling the same way in like I had to like be like, oh yeah, like he's a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old. Like I have to think about like, you know.
He's going to have dumb reasons to be mad.
Yeah.
Especially because...
This is the biggest thing that's ever happened to him at his 15-year-old life. Like,
yeah, like he never liked somebody before, so he never really... Like, it's essentially a coming-to-age story. He had to learn, which is why he's going to have dumb things to feel.
Right.
So, it's done beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is great. Like, there's...
It's an original way to tell this story. Like, I don't know.
It's like a theatrical, I want to say, storytelling experience versus a typical or manga seasonal. You're going to forget about this in 2 months.
It doesn't seem like it was like a show. It doesn't seem like it was planned out like a show. It seemed like it was planned to be a movie.
Yeah.
And then they got more budget.
I almost thought it was like...
Or less budget or something.
Well, I mean, realistically, between 13 or 12 episodes and a movie, the runtimes...
A show is 4.6 hours of stuff going on. I did the math when I had to binge this. So, it's 4.6 hours if you're doing a 12-episode show. Be like 2.5 hours as a movie. So they were able to get more detail into it as a movie. It seemed like it was originally planned to be a movie, and they just kept some of the ideas. And when they turned it into a show, it seemed like they just added more into it. That's like a thought I have about it.
I don't know if they meant for it to be a movie, but it was very movie-esque. It did feel like the picture was painted, like it was all planned out and well achieved. Did a good job.
Did a good job.
Yeah.
You made a good job.
You made good job.
So let's talk about the characters a bit. I liked how they were all real and settled in reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one seemed like they had just one trait and were thrown in. They seemed like at first when you first start watching it, you're just like, oh, it's an anime. So you see the big boy and you're like, all right, he's gonna be a nice dude after all because it's an anime.
Because he's drawn different.
Yeah, because he has to.
He's got a scar on his face.
He's mean, but he got a heart of gold. And then you realize he has like deeper underlying emotions. And
He's a Christian.
And he has like a third depth to him that they don't really show in other shows. And it was just really interesting to see that. And even with what the fuck? What's his?
Brother June.
No, not. But we'll get to him later.
He's my favorite.
Karo?
Yeah, with Karo, he's the stereotypical smart rich kid and that just wants to fit in somewhere. But then you see like his nervousness and all this other stuff. He never fit in, so he has like these traits about him where he doesn't know things too well and social anxiety and all that. And it just gives these two like characters that you've seen in other anime before and other like storytelling, and it gives them different personalities, making them stand out on their own and feel more lifelike.
Yes. I mean, that pretty much sums up.
Yep.
Basically, no one was thrown in to fulfill a role. They all had a purpose. And by fulfill a role, I mean like something like, here's the tsundere, here's the girl with the twin tails and the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Oh, she's the American.
Yeah.
Like, there was none.
I like that there was no one had there was no one superpower person. Like there was no one who was the best. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
even so, like, you want to bring in Brother June?
Brother June, yeah.
All right, so like
The sexiest man.
Not for the first half.
Very attractive.
We'll give him that. But to get back more on point, it was more like he is the jazz man.
Mm-hmm.
He's going the trumpet. You see, like later on, he inspired Santaro to do jazz, even though like, that one guy's the father. Basically, everyone's father figure in the show inspired them to do jazz.
Mm-hmm.
But even Brother June is what made Santaro do it. And looking at that, you can see he has much more ability in it, and when he's playing, and he's like more. He was playing the trumpet at the concert, and he was also singing and all that, and he knew how to like keep the crowd going too. He just was better. And then they just bring him down as a human when they show his fault, and like he dropped out of school, so his parents disowned him, and he became like a drunk and like just lost all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
They made him more human and not just above everyone.
It was nice.
Yeah, Brother June's my favorite character. His character development was pretty good. I liked how they like his problems were he hated society and all this stuff, and well, he didn't necessarily hate it, but like he grew up and then he wasn't into society, and then he ended up with the girl that he liked, that what's his name, Santaro liked, and she liked him, and then in the end they ended up getting married, or at least having a baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he fell off, and they showed that whole depreciation. It was all really realistic, like in the sense of like, especially in the time period and all that, the stuff that could go wrong or that can happen. So it fit with the culture too, I feel like.
I mean, when were those Chinese student protests?
You talking about in real world or in the show?
Well, this show is set in the real world.
Yeah, but like I think they did it in 67, 68 is what they were doing. Actually, he was doing it a little bit before then too. I think it was like the whole show he was doing it. So if it takes place anywhere from 66 to 68, they got it.
I really liked how they used real music.
Yeah, like just every episode was a piece.
Yeah, well, yeah. Every
The
episode.
music makes or breaks the show, considering how centered to everything it is.
It's a jazz show.
Well, yeah, I was skeptical when I found out, like, when I kind of realized that it was going to be jazz oriented and stuff, because a lot of animes that are around music, they compose their own music for it, or at least they get someone to, and sometimes that can go bad by not being good. So I was curious to see how they were going to incorporate the jazz and stuff, which, I mean, I guess jazz is a cool moldable genre regardless, but still I liked it.
One of my favorite things about that was when they did the favorite things.
Yeah.
And fucking got chills.
Favorite things are my favorite things.
When they first like mixed it, and it was just him playing the piano and then
In the
Santaro
concert?
No, just like when they were downstairs.
Oh yeah.
When they just practiced. The concert was just a mash of everything.
Yeah.
It was fucking dope as shit.
It was fucking dope. I really wanted that second concert to be performed.
I know.
The only thing I didn't like, but I understood.
Yeah, but I got it.
I get it,
But I want it.
want there to be the unlock the 13th episode.
Basically, the performance at the end was their second concert.
I know. I mean, they started it the same way, and they did all the things they talked about. But like, I wanted to see the show with Pops, and
Brother June.
Keychan.
no, yeah,
Or Rechan.
Rechan,
Rico.
John.
And her singing and them all performing. Oh, it would have been dope.
I know. Well, I mean, her singing was kind of bad, so we could have gone without that.
It was emotional, Brett. That was her favorite thing. That was one of her 3 favorite things.
You just decimated it.
She's bad. The main plot is just
their life.
it's like a love octagon.
Love
It just gets to that point.
Yeah, and starts off. You see the triangle instantly, and then with Eureka and Santaro, it's a square.
Yeah.
And then with Brother June, it's a hexagon. It's a pentagon.
Yeah. I guess maybe that's it, but I have written down on my notes. I just wrote the plot as love shape.
It's love shape.
Yeah,
It's it's like a love triangle, but there was more
Oh.
than 3 people, so I just wrote shape.
You couldn't figure out how many points there were.
Yeah,
Well,
I wasn't sure where it was going because I wrote that mid watch.
Oh, mid-watch.
Yeah. It
Hey,
just
watch.
kept building. The shape kept going.
It's true.
You know.
That oh shit moment
Huh.
in the first concert when you realize Centauro's girl likes Brother June.
Yeah. What episode?
Oh,
That was
first
it
of
was
all,
like 3 or 4.
there's a concert about 4 episodes in, and they play jazz to Americans stationed in Japan because there's like a port nearby, and it's a great performance. It's
Episode 4.
animated well, and everything. But then there's a English sailor, and if an anime is gonna go to the English
Yeah.
thing, that like can make or break a scene. But
Absolutely.
it looks like he was either very whoever voice acted the racist sailor was either very proficient in English or was native and made it sound a bit weird, which I think would be good.
What do you mean made it sound weird?
So I think even if they just got a native English speaker to do that part, if they said it the way we're speaking English now, it might sound kind of odd to a Japanese listener.
Yeah.
Whereas if you use a Japanese person speaking English, or even get a native English speaker to slow it down to the tone and pace of a well-spoken native Japanese but speaking English.
You think they used like what they would consider a stereotypical English voice speaker?
I think so.
It
Yeah.
sounded like it was a Japanese guy.
Yeah, it sounded like there was like inclinations in the voice. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it was like that. There's always the
Yeah.
if there's English.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of Kuroko no Basket because spoilers for that a little bit.
Oh
At
no.
some point,
What?
a character. We find out a character lived in the United States for a while.
Didn't they show that in like the first episode? I'm pretty sure they talked about it in the first episode.
No, and
That's all I watched. Is the first episode.
I did not partake.
And there's like a 3 or 4 episode, I think actually 3 or 2 or 3 episodes that occur in the United States with a singular character about why he plays basketball and just his experience growing up in the United States. And it's English.
Is it like English or is it like
It's English. Like they get Japanese people to speak
Yeah.
it, but the people from the United States, they're speaking English.
Mhm.
And the character who went to the United States is speaking English.
Yeah,
And it's subtitled in Japanese.
does it
And it
sound
was done very well.
Yeah.
Because if you do that kind of dedication to it, oh my god, you better make it sound good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that was a moment I was really blown away by. Like, that's just something that, especially us.
Also,
as
what he
English-
said.
Yeah, it was kind of.
I was, oh shit.
Yeah.
I never
Fuck.
I didn't think that would happen.
No. That's one of those things where the world is not perfect. And they made it clear in that moment. Like, this is our big performance. We've been practicing so hard. Everyone's going to like us. Get the
I don't-
fuck off the stage. I don't like you because
Well,
of where you were born.
That was another
no,
one of those.
It wasn't that.
What time period is this?
Yeah,
Like,
he's like, I don't like this black people jazz music. And it's like, I want something that's more white.
Yeah, he did say, play
Yeah.
something white.
And it's like,
so I want white jazz.
it's like, Jesus Christ.
And then I'm fairly certain Brother June sang Sinatra.
I don't know.
no, it
what,
wasn't Sinatra, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't know what it was, but it was. He's saying something white,
He sang white jazz.
He sang white jazz.
and Santaro was pissed. He wanted to fight that drunk.
So he sat down. Brother June's so handsome.
He's not. He's like the second most. All right, here we go with this.
Okay.
All right,
This sounds like something between you two.
yeah, it is. Brett says Brother June's the most handsome,
He is.
and he said that as soon as he came on, he was the most handsome. He was not.
He was.
Sentaro is definitely the more handsome man.
Why?
In the first half, he's more. So he's not as clean cut because Brother June is very clean cut at the beginning. He's very well dressed and all that. But
Together.
yeah, he seems like he is just trying. But Sentaro just is. And
Yeah.
then in the second half, Brother June does become something without trying to be, and he's a lot more attractive.
He's emo.
Yeah, he's fucking dope looking. He has the scruff. It's fucking dope.
Sounds like you agree.
I'd said the second half.
I have in my notes on like 4 separate episodes, just words here.
Did you make a new note for each episode?
Yeah. Yeah, I just from episode
Like 3 probably.
3 or 4, yeah, 3. I have Brother June's handsome. Episode 4, I have unexpected Brother June love because he's handsome. It's like episode 7, I have again like Brother June handsome. Like it just they keep coming, along with other notes, but like that's
the main one.
That's the only note I have.
It's bold and italics.
they're
so-
just thrown in there.
Bold italics. Brother June is the most handsome on the anime.
all I know is Karu is not the most attractive.
No.
I have June moved out to basement and he's handsome. Oh,
What episode was that?
7.
That's when he became handsome.
Became handsome.
That's when he dropped the act and became who he was.
We never got to see him after
No, we did.
that.
Yeah,
not,
we did.
Not.
He was around till episode 8 or 9.
Yeah, I know. Like he played their final thing. It was 9.
Yeah, when him and Yurika left on the train, and I almost fucking cried.
Did you?
I almost cried like 4 or 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, you want to talk about it, Grant?
I don't know. It was emotional. Like when they brought up like her. So Yurika is the character that Sentaro had an interest in episode like 2, I think.
Yeah.
And he
she
wanted to
paints
ask.
and shit.
Yeah, she wanted to ask her out, so he did. And then through happenstance, she ends up falling for Brother June because Brother June
He's
is
handsome.
Brother June is Brother June. What are you gonna do? And
Damn.
and then after he comes back and is all depressed and shit, everyone's a little skeptical of him. So her parents say her dad's gonna arrange a marriage for her, and then her mom
Yeah.
talks to her in passing. It's like, there's no need to be sad. Also, I have a gynecologist appointment for you to see if you have STDs. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I think it was also to see. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was that. And it's like, I want to see if your vagina's fucked up.
Oh my god.
I don't trust you.
I don't trust you in dating this dirty, dirty Brother June.
Let me look at your vagina.
And then through all that,
dirty, dirty Brother June.
so then through it, you get to the point where she talks to him, and they come to an understanding of like what they felt and whatever, and they have a relationship building.
Yeah.
And then he ends up,
She cuts her hair.
well, yeah, she changes
Chopped her.
for him.
Yeah.
It's emotional, but that's not where I almost cried. And then he's gonna leave again to join his protest resistance,
Mm-hmm.
and she meets him at the train station, which he told her not to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she asks him like, "Why are you doing this? Why didn't you invite me?" and all that.
Why are you like this?
Yeah, basically. And as he explains himself, he gets on the train and he's looking at her. And she hides behind a pole, and her parents come and they're screaming, and like they're just saying like, "We're here to take you on this arranged marriage. Why would you leave in the middle of this? You're coming with me." And then the last thing she said to him was, "I guess I'll go back to my world now." And then as they're saying this, it flashes back to that sentence. You see her cry, and then you see her get pulled away, and you assume it's her dad pulling her, but it's really him, and she's on the train, and then I cried a little.
Nice.
That's good. It was a sweet part. Glad she's still kicking with that baby.
Yeah, but she's still kicking.
Yeah.
Oh, for reference, I saw this anime like back in 2013, so nothing was a surprise to me.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It went the direction I kind of thought it was going after I started watching it. I just thought it was really good.
I thought one of Sentaro Kara would end up with Rico.
I thought Sentaro and Kara would end up together.
I didn't see that Jazz. I didn't see
Yeah.
no, I didn't see how that it was, since it was based around the whole jazz thing and them jazzing. I didn't expect it not to end with like. I mean, I guess it ended with like a final show, but I didn't expect it to be like an 8 years later, like we don't do jazz anymore. But like,
It's still in us.
yeah, but like I expected it to be more of like a.
I have so much hot jazz I need to get out.
Yeah, I guess when I first heard about that jazz,
I need a jazz over everything in here.
Hold on, I'm jazzing. No, the jazz.
I put the hands to the keys and then I jazz.
You expected the
I
festival.
expected the festival to be pretty much the end.
Yeah,
and
that's what I was looking like it was going until.
then they just switched it up on me.
Good.
Good.
I think it's easy to end it there.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I appreciate that about it, but that was the big thing I didn't call.
I hate the fucking other band, dude. I hate
Beatles
him.
band?
I hate him.
What's his name? Mishinichi.
Shiji.
Shiji
S-I-
Mishada.
yeah, something. I don't know. Fuck. I don't like him. I don't like his stupid,
one tooth looking like
his
motherfucking
stupid
bitch ass.
stupid canine apparent tooth. Fucking. I want to be
Flamboyant looking like.
I want to be a star.
I just want to see my parents.
I'm poor, but you don't see me be poor. I just am poor, except that I'm poor.
He was my least favorite character.
By far. Somehow
I liked the bullies in the second episode more. You're the one that got kicked in the chest after Sentaro jumped down like fucking 32 stairs.
Knocked out his
Like
fucking tooth.
just
Yeah, that bully was in the band.
that bully should have got his chest broken from that kick.
Yeah, so
he
that was a
should-
big
He
man.
should have died, actually.
Yeah.
From how high he jumped and how hard he got kicked, he should have been. His arm should have like ripped off his chest after he was kicked.
Favorite.
Also, the character's name is Seiji.
Seiji.
And here is his bio. Student of Higashi High School, acquaintance of Kaoru, Nishimi, and Sentaro. That's it.
That's it. That's all he deserves.
He's not a big. I thought he was a big star.
He will be a big star.
He is now. After in 1976, he is.
Yeah. 8 years later.
Fucker on the news. He's like, "So what do you like?" And he's like, "I like jazz." He's like, "Bullshit! You like rock and roll? Fuck yourself." Pissed me off. Pissed me right off.
Yeah, that was his character, was to piss you off. Like, you're living the world through Karo.
Yeah. Well, he did it. So good for him. But goddamn him.
But the Beatles, Grant.
Fuck the Beatles.
That's what I like about that moment, too, where it's like the Beatles are so popular in mainstream and everyone likes the Beatles. But then in that subculture at that time, that was basically what Karo was like. It was, fuck the Beatles.
Yeah. I like the bully who got his teeth kicked in whenever they were performing. It's like, we're doing this song. It's not the Beatles. It's like, but I was the Beatles. And then the other guy, what the fuck's the nerd kid in the band? What's his name?
Morrow.
Morrow. I loved him.
Yeah, he was cool.
I loved in the first episode. It's like, hey, you like radios?
No.
It's like, who in the hell likes radios, kid?
I mean, in
That's
the 1960s.
like saying you like TVs or video games now.
Not even,
No.
dude.
Kind of. That's what they had for their.
You didn't.
60s.
No, you played instruments or did things. You didn't just listen to radios and tamper with them.
People listen.
Well,
You li-
they
they
did do that.
You didn't just fuck with them for fun.
Dude's interests were trains, guitar, and radio.
Yeah. And that one girl's sweet, sweet puss at the end.
Oh my god.
What?
The girl he gave the second button to.
Oh yeah.
What?
That final puss.
The final puss. The girl came up and she's like, Morrow, can I have your second button? He goes, ah!
Oh.
I didn't think you'd ask.
He was just like, if mine will suffice,
He's like-
or whatever.
Yeah.
He said.
Oh, a sweet puss.
But
Now you get it.
he was it's like, you like radios? It's like, no.
He starts like talking about the Amtrak or whatever the fuck it was.
Fucking dweeb. Loved him.
Oh, you better watch out for Centauro. He's the big bully.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to them. They're
What-
just mean. I don't pay attention to them. They're stupid. Also, radios are stupid.
Shit, you're mean too.
I like how the main character progressed to a point of like it really showed like kind of because you don't get to see his everyday life because they do skip time so often. Is it took him until the second year of him being in that school before other people in the class were able to talk to him because they thought he was like this scary person who kept to himself. Like that progression kind of continued things. Like,
Yeah.
that
When
was
those girls all came up to him.
yeah, and asked him like how to get good scores on tests and stuff.
Yeah, because he's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Don't be fucking stupid.
How do you do so well? Oh, I don't study. I just kind of do things. Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm so much better off now.
I play jazz.
All I do is go in this basement at this girl's record shop and play jazz with my bully friend.
You know Centauro, the bully?
We
We play jazz together.
and then I just do good on tests.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for helping me. Fuck, I know nothing still.
Fuck.
Failed my test.
I play jazz.
Centauro, help.
Gee, Carl, you're at the top of the class. How are you doing this? I don't know. I just play jazz music.
No.
Okay, thank you.
My nephew Caro gets the top grades in class. I play jazz.
Ah, shit.
Do you guys like the OP?
It's all right.
I don't care. I don't know why people care about the OP of
good.
things.
It's good.
It was all right.
The OP doesn't matter.
It doesn't make the show, but it did a good job of describing the show without giving anything away.
Lullaby Birdland.
Yes. Lullaby Birdland.
I like how I honestly we don't really know because we watched the first one and then like the 9th, but we think it builds. We think the OP builds.
It does a little bit.
We're not sure.
It does. It changes.
Yeah.
Does it?
It's
It adds some details.
Some like different, like the trumpet comes in from Brother June.
Hmm
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Brother June's puss machine shows up.
Oh yeah, in the
At the
back,
end.
in the face.
In
Her
the
face
face,
shows
in
up
the
as a
faces.
boy. Yeah.
The faces.
All right.
The OP didn't have a dull moment either, though. It was good.
The dull moment was Lullaby Birdland.
All of it.
Oh.
Not just when they said it, but then it became to a point where I remembered it, so then it wasn't dull anymore. It sharpened itself into me.
Oh.
By you remembering it?
Yeah, it was dull then sharpened.
Ah.
There was a pun.
So it was really interesting to see an anime take on really different issues rather than just love, where that was really more of basically all the things these people did, even the jazz, was just sort of like, this is an aspect of my life, but it's not what this is about. All in all, it was about just the characters,
It was about
Yeah.
the trio.
and it wasn't like about jazz, and it wasn't about the love triangle, and it wasn't about like Centauro and Caro like admiring each other. It wasn't.
Well,
any-
yeah, you figured
any
that
of
out by like episode 2 when they didn't even. I don't even think they played any jazz in that that whole episode.
When they
Like
went to the
didn't.
beach.
Yeah, they went to the beach. They
swam around
He got
and shit.
bullied. They met June, so maybe they played a little bit. But like, there's episodes where they hardly do anything with jazz at all.
I think like the last 2 they don't play jazz too often.
No, I mean the last one they only played that one time in the
Yeah,
end.
the last 2 I don't think they play jazz like at all because of like all that's going on with their lives,
Yeah.
and it just becomes a part of them. Though it's something they underlyingly want to do.
Let's talk about how Marco's a bitch. The cousin who He's like wants him to wake her up by playing him a song.
Oh,
Like,
you're going way back.
yeah,
Episode
Going way
one.
back. Going way back to the first Marco man.
yeah. She's a fucking nice lady.
Oh my god, pick a different word.
She like gets him and she's like, oh, like she gets him like play music. He's like, oh, not this early. Like it's this is not a time to play the piano. And she's like, no, I want to wake up. I want to wake up.
And she even says your aunt wants to wake up to music.
yeah, well, no, she
No.
said she did. She just talked about herself in the third person.
Oh, okay.
I'll take the blame. Don't worry.
Yeah, she's like, I'll take full responsibility for whatever happens. And then his aunt comes in while he's playing this song, and she's like, this is not the time to be playing music. And then Marco's like,
No, he goes, well, Marco wanted, and then she's like,
she like cut him off halfway, yeah. And she's like, I told him to stop, but he wouldn't listen to me.
like, bitch.
He wouldn't listen. And
She
then
was like really young.
yeah, and then like she didn't have any more parts really,
No.
and Jay was well deserved.
That's all you needed to know is.
Well, I kind of wanted to see more about that character. To be
no, all
honest.
you needed to know is like everyone in that house fucking is awful. And
Well, I mean,
he,
Kara wasn't interested with the people in that house.
No, I know, I agree.
he lives
I
there and hates them. They're all emo except for Rico.
Sen's not that emo. He
He's
just
pretty-
feels deep.
That's emo, bro.
That's being a person.
Nah, bro. Normal people don't feel too deep.
But everyone's emo.
Everyone's emo.
Yeah, you're right. Brother June was the most emo
Oh, for sure. But
And-
he just looked the part a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
for a moment.
at the end.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh my god. It sounds like you have notes about Brother June.
I didn't write notes. I have thoughts.
What you
He
thinking?
thinks about Brother June.
I think, damn.
Brother June hot as fuck.
Grant watched the whole thing almost naked.
Didn't you watch it together?
Yeah, and he was naked. He was supposed to record naked, but I think
I showered.
he shaped up.
Oh. Okay.
You're a guest in this house. I can't be naked with you here.
I asked
That's
why he
fine.
wears clothes, and he says because Alex doesn't live in this house.
Why'd you? That's a weird thing to ask your roommate. Grant, why are you wearing clothes?
We got guests.
I said, Grant, why are you gonna put clothes? Are you gonna put clothes on for the podcast? He's like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, why do you normally put clothes on then? And he's like, because Alex is a guest in this house. Alex doesn't live in this house.
Good.
I was in my underwear and a blanket.
Yeah, but he had like the underwear part all covered up, so it just looked like he was butt naked. Like he only had a blanket over
done that
where his
before.
underwear is. He had his full thighs and legs hanging out, and
It was fun.
his meaty thighs.
I was very comfortable.
You didn't.
Summer's a hard time.
It's very warm, but I also want a blanket.
I like to feel things on my skin that aren't clothes.
you
but
just
it's
wanted
so
to cover up
warm.
your crotch in case it came out.
Yeah.
I know.
Gross.
Gross.
This never happened to Caro.
No.
Probably happened to Brother June.
Probably happened to Centauro.
Santaro for sure.
Yeah.
I really liked how they did Santaro's family life too. Not the story that happened, like really, or that the story that like really happened to him, where like his grandma died. Like what the fuck? Like why was she all bleeding out and like
I-
rubbing up on him?
I don't know what
First
the
of all.
fuck happened there.
What was that? Yeah, what was that? Do you know, Alex?
She just died.
Did
Did she have like an ulcer and throw up all this blood and then she's like just dying and he just happens to see her?
What was her like? What was her goal in grabbing his face and like?
She was gonna say sorry probably or some shit or like help me and he's just like fuck.
they'll think it's you.
I'm 8. I'm fucking 8. What do I do? And then, but like, it showed that like, that was his dad. That like when he went to grab his hand after his grandma died, and then he
Yeah.
pulled away after that too.
Because he blamed him.
Yeah,
that was
thought-
bullshit too.
he thought he killed her.
Yeah.
Because just before that, the scene just before that, it shows her hating him.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out. I wonder if it's something about the war.
That she died or
That's what I was thinking earlier. Yeah.
radiation poisoning. What you got, fam?
Oh, this is not the right person. Not the right anime.
But yeah, Sentaro's family, like, I don't know, like his home family, not like the past. It reminded me a lot of like my brothers and stuff, and I thought it was pretty realistic. Like when they first walked in and introduced his name Nishimi to like his family, and they're like two. There was a brother and a sister. Like they both had like pans on their head or something, and they're like beating each other with it. Like, and then like they're just fucking going nuts everywhere. Like that just reminded me a lot of like my home, and I thought it was pretty like. It was pretty good of like a description or like what you would walk into. Like I feel like if you walked into my dad's house like a couple of years ago when my brothers were that age, it would be the exact same thing.
There was one thing about his family I was confused about. Is like, was that his stepmom? Because like it has to be.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't. Yeah, because
Yeah,
yeah,
And then, but like, or was that his stepdad?
that was his real dad.
I think it was his real
No,
dad.
his real dad was American.
I think his mom was white.
No, because it showed a picture. It was the grandma was talking.
Oh wait, yeah,
Yeah.
It must have been his dad was white.
Yeah, his dad was an
Yeah,
American
yeah,
soldier.
and so that was Sentaro's dad.
That was his
Well,
real dad.
His mom's
mom's husband,
husband.
because Sentaro's a bastard. I actually don't think
No,
that's right.
No.
He's a bastard to the white American that had seduced
Yes,
his mom.
and then she then was she that same mom?
She was then disowned by Centaro's grandmother
Yeah,
because Centaro's grandmother in that scene was
livid.
yeah.
See, I was
But that was
confused.
also his mom's mom.
Yeah, but then
But I was confused because she was like getting Centaro's real mom was like getting scolded for bearing the child of a soldier or something like.
but was that his mom? Was that the same person at the house then, or was that a different mom?
That was someone else. I don't
Two
really
moms.
know if it's explained.
I was confused.
Yeah, they did a good job of making like that that shit not matter to them.
No, it
Like,
didn't
just
matter at
leaving
all.
it there. Yeah,
But-
you'd have to probably watch it again, like only looking for that. But I mean, family did matter. Like he goes.
Wait, I wonder if Sen went to an orphanage
The
because there's no way those are actually his siblings, right?
They don't look like him.
no, he probably did go to an orphanage with the priest. That's why he had that interaction with the priest at such a young age, and that's probably how he got that home by Rico
Oh,
because it's affiliated through the church, and she goes to that church too.
yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah.
I think that kind of makes sense.
that makes more sense.
And that would be the helper.
Yeah, so he didn't. That wasn't his mom. That was just someone he called mom.
Yeah.
And then when his dad came back, she was gone, wasn't she? No, she
No.
wasn't. She was still there.
And she was crying about her daughter being sick, like in the hospital.
When
Not
her-
sick,
yeah.
but
Mm. What if
after the accident.
that is Sen's adoptive mother?
That one. And then that's it. But that's his biological father too.
Right.
I think it's I think the other brothers are like half brothers. And
Yeah.
sisters.
Okay. So it's his it's his stepmom,
Okay.
Yeah.
and they're half brothers and half sisters. And then they just went to the church.
yeah.
That's where we are. If you know more, let us know.
I'm still trying to figure out why Sen's grandma died.
Because she's
Mm.
old.
She spit blood everywhere.
That's what old people do when they die.
Stop.
I like the episode that Richie went to see Richie went to see his mom, and then how Sen just showed up on the
Fucking train.
fucking train. Yeah,
I love him.
yeah.
There's a single comment on Centaro's Wikia page. Daddy.
This supports your claims, Grant.
Yay.
I like how they got drunk.
Yeah. We got some sake and we got some water. Cheers. Fuck, we got the water. That means we gave the teenagers the alcohol.
Yeah, and then the first time he meets his mom since he was a kid, he's all hungover. And then his mom keeps crying.
I want
I'm a
to.
shitty mom.
I wish, like, in the 8 years later, then he went to see his mom again, since he was like, wasn't she in Tokyo?
Yeah, well, and he told her to practice that song.
Yeah, I wanted
that.
I wanted that too. He was in Tokyo for school. Like they should have they could have fit like a little bit in where like a like just like not even like dialogue or anything, just like a still frame of them doing that as the time progresses. That would have been nice.
Yeah,
It's not needed.
they
I
didn't
just
use
want
too
it.
many still frames.
No,
in the whole
like a
show.
montage thing of like him going
Yeah.
through school. It like again wouldn't add anything. Like it's not needed to add anything. It's just something I would like.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was realistic how it didn't happen, like like in real life. How that shit is. So I don't know. I mean, I wanted it to happen, but whether they forgot about it or like just didn't feel like they had the time to keep doing it. I understand. Like I don't know.
You forget things.
Yeah, I make plans with people or do things, and like there's things I wish I've done that I just don't end up doing.
Yeah,
So like
I get it.
I make legit plans with people and then just they never happen. So
Also, I wish his dad was a little bit of a bigger impact when he came back because from the beginning it seemed like he wanted his dad there like a lot. I just wanted like
yeah,
a little bit more or something. Like again, nothing needed, just something extra would have been cool to see.
he just made it such a point that he wanted the father
Yeah.
around, and then his dad showed up, and his dad was just like, "Here's a letter. Go visit."
I'm also a shitty dad when I'm here.
I know I'm here now, but leave while I'm here.
I know I'm here, but I'm still just as bad as when I'm gone. Rico's dad's much better. Go with him. Call him Pops.
Geez, son.
While Kei is at university in Tokyo with the student strike still underway, life seems easygoing. He meets a girl at a party who invites herself over to his place for the night. But thinking of Riko, he sends her away again without anything happening. While visiting his mother, she sings Lullaby of Birdland, waking old memories in him. It happened in the manga.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Nice.
Hype.
So there's a lot of missing content in Kids on the Slope because the manga has 9 volumes with 1 extra volume titled Bonus Track.
Ooh.
The I'm Happy Sen is Gone scene with Karo failing to convey his feelings to Riko and afterwards telling her that he'll be going to Tokyo is the end of the manga's 8th volume. This scene is at 6 minutes into the anime's last episode. So, they basically had a whole nother volume of manga to jam in to 1 episode.
Yeah, it felt kind of rushed.
So yeah, a lot of stuff happens.
Does that page say what's missing from like the other 8 volumes?
They say everything.
All right. What's missing from the first 8? Because I want to see if I want to read all 8 or just the 9th.
Oh no! It just says what it's missing afterwards.
All right. Well,
So I don't know.
I
It's probably still missing stuff.
feel like I don't know. Because I want
Just
to.
read it.
Is it all online?
Probably.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh, that was loud.
Pringles, the crunch you can taste. Sponsor me.
We're very sorry. We didn't know Pringles was gonna die.
So, volume 10, the bonus track of Kids on the Slope, it goes over like a ton of different characters, like Riko's dad, about how he got introduced to jazz by a guy called Kenji. Kota, one of Sen's brothers, now 14, is shown picking up jazz drumming. It has a track, is what it's called. Don't know if that's a chapter.
So it's an epilogue.
Eureka is living with June, and they're having trouble finding a job because she didn't graduate high school. Episode 4 explains what happened to Sen after his sister's accident.
Ooh.
Sen is found almost drowned by a fisherman.
Don't spoil it. I want to read it.
Karo, Sen, and June all meet up for a jazz session on the island.
Fuck yeah. Damn it.
We can't hear it.
I know you can't hear jazz in a manga.
Maybe there's an OVA or something.
Doubt it.
Look it up.
Let's make one.
Okay.
I'll be
I got the drums.
Da, 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 da.
Piano, 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 piano.
It's jazz, baby.
I can't hear jazz.
It's just paper.
You can read the notes. Maybe they have notes.
You can't read. You can't read jazz.
Maybe they have like a track
Right.
audio link. And it's just like, play this when you get to page 4.
No.
Fuck.
Are you musically inclined?
Fuck. Here's
Here's the sheet music. Play it in your head. You read.
also
No!
give it some swing that you know Sen and Karo and June would give it. Give it that emotion. In line 4, June and Sen go in on a duel again, but Karo has to keep up on line 3.
There is no OVAs. There's the anime and there's the manga, and that's it.
Oh.
Damn it.
But I mean, the manga is 10 volumes and it's a complete story.
Doesn't matter. You can't hear
I'm surprised
jazz
it
through
thrived as a manga without the music at all.
paper. It's just the story at that point. They didn't know what they were missing.
You can't hear jazz
Again,
on
the
paper.
jazz is just not. It's not an anime.
Yeah.
It's not a thing about jazz.
No, but-
Jazz is an aspect of these characters.
Yeah, it
lives.
really shows that the plot was there,
But
that it thrived as a man.
go read the manga now. You won't enjoy it as much because you can't hear the music.
Yeah, but what are you teetering on the decision of right now?
I just want to know the music. But I'm still gonna do it.
You should have watched La La Land.
Why?
Maybe, probably, I should.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'll watch it. I mean, I
Fuck
wanna
you,
watch
Brett.
it.
Grant wanted to watch Logan, but you wanted to watch Harry Potter, and I know you didn't want to watch Harry Potter.
Bitch,
I know
I
you
wanted to watch Logan.
I know
Everyone
you
said no. Shut up. I wanted to watch Logan.
No one said no.
Yeah. I was like, you guys want to watch Logan? Everyone's like, no.
No, that's not what happened.
did. I bet 2 people said no. And
Whatever,
Grant's not
maybe.
one of them.
Where I used to work.
Old Dave, Crazy Dave?
Yeah, he was like,
spoiled it?
yeah, I was
Kill him.
He was like, I saw a movie last night. No, I won't say it. But he's like, I saw a movie last night. I'm like, oh yeah, what movie? He's like, Logan. I'm like, oh, I heard that was really good. And he just goes, but the end. Just straight, just goes, and this is the end.
Did you fire him on the spot?
I'm like, oh, that sucks. Like, thanks for telling me all this stuff, Dave. Like, you're an asshole. Like,
Did you just be like, hey, get the fuck out of my store, you bitch. You're fired. You
there was no time for me to shield myself from what he did.
Hey, get the fuck out, Leatherface.
Oh my God.
Leatherface.
Is this the same guy who talks about why you never see stars and the moon in the same picture?
Yes.
Yeah, and that Bigfoot's real and blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
He was abducted.
He was abducted by aliens multiple times.
Mm.
So you're telling me Dave didn't pick up that he shouldn't do that?
No, Dave's not able.
Kill him.
He's
That almost
practicing-
sounds like a Little
he's-
Dicky.
He's practicing
lyric.
to enter Nirvana.
He's
currently.
practicing to enter Nirvana.
Well, he's
The state of
currently
Nirvana, not the
yeah,
band.
He's currently entering the state of Nirvana.
I've been playing bass guitar.
I'm gonna fill Kurt Cobain's shoes.
He hates grunge.
How do you know that?
You get to know a lot about someone when all they do is
Talk
when
to you
all they
about-
are is open. He really wants to enter Nirvana. So like,
Yeah, it's a good band.
Dave Grohl, sponsor me.
Dave Grohl, sponsor me.
oh my god.
I hope he doesn't die in the next week.
Dave from my work.
No, Dave Grohl.
Dave
that I just
Grohl
sent a sponsor.
of Nirvana and
And-
Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
David Rayleigh, sponsor me.
Oh God. Mm.
Who's that?
Dave from Brett's World.
Oh,
Leatherface Dave.
He's turning like gray. His skin's like gray now.
Why?
He's an
And
alien.
it's because he adds silver to his water.
What?
Yeah, he adds like a little bit of silver to his water.
Sulfur or silver?
Silver, like
What?
the metal.
What is
So-
silver?
What are you saying?
You know, silver. Like
what
like
are
a
you saying? Are
ring?
you saying sulfur or silver?
Silver.
Okay. Why
You were saying silver?
Yeah.
You were saying
Oh
silver.
my god, you're saying silver.
Oh, whatever. He adds silver to his metal or to his water, and he drinks it. and
Adding silver
puts it on
to
his food.
water.
He's drinking like hydrated silver. Hydrate.
Silver nitrate or silver?
Silver.
No,
Silver.
it has to be a nitrate or else it won't dissolve. It has to be silver nitrate.
Grant's a fucking dweeb.
You want to talk about radio?
I like trains.
Trainios.
Oh shit!
What is AGN03?
Silver nitrate.
Oh, okay.
So the doctor said that it was because of the silver that he is turning gray, and he says they're wrong.
Why'd he even go?
Why am I gray, Doc? Well, what are you doing? I drink silver. Well, stop fucking doing that.
I think he's fucked up.
He said that the results came in, and they said that the levels of whatever his chemicals were messed up, and they said it was like he was eating silver.
Looks like you have way too much silver in your body.
Are you
Well,
eating silver?
How much am I supposed to have? None.
And
How
then-
much do I have? A lot.
And then his final consensus after leaving the doctor was they're wrong. So I don't.
There was a man on Dr. Phil who turned gray from eating silver.
I know that's why.
Let me see what he looks like.
Purple.
Fucking purple.
It's like his Santa was a Smurf.
His consensus was they were wrong, but he's gonna stop
stupid.
eating silver anyway.
So they weren't wrong.
No, they
He's-
were right.
Yeah.
He
so,
just doesn't think
no, he
so.
does believe them, or else he wouldn't stop
No, he said it was too expensive.
to stop eating silver. No, he's lying. He's making lies. His brain doesn't work. Right.
Man
his brain don't
turns
work.
blue after self-medicating colloidal silver. I guess this will be in the show notes. Man turned blue after taking silver for skin condition dies.
Oh.
Paul Carson, 62, died days after suffering a heart attack, contracting pneumonia, and having a severe heat stroke. Oh my god.
From silver?
Carson became famous in 2008 after an appearance on The Today Show where he revealed the color change came courtesy of using silver to self-medicate a health condition. Harrison, dubbed Papa Smurf, shot to fame in 2008 when he appeared on NBC's Today Show to talk about his condition known as agria. Argyria.
Jazz.
ARGYRIA. He consumed silver compound for more than 10 years. For face conditions.
Papa Smurf jazz.
Your employee's gonna die.
He stopped doing it.
He's not his employee anymore.
He's also like 68, so he's lived a long life. He's older than the oven there, which is a feat.
being older than an oven.
Yep.
It's not a feat.
It is when the oven from the 70s.
It's impossible for anyone born younger to be older than an oven. That's from the 70s. It's not just a feat. He's just born.
He's
Early.
lasted longer than that oven.
So have a lot of people.
My father.
You gonna go congratulate him? Hey, Dad, you lasted longer than my oven.
Yeah, I should. You just got in a bad accident not too long ago. He made it out of that.
Way to survive longer than my oven still.
Still kicking, Dad. But the race is still on.
At any moment.
Don't let him get to you, Dad.
The oven won't win. The oven can't win.
I won't let it.
It's the last Pizza Pride oven left.
That's stupid.
The oldest oven in the company.
All right. That's dumb.
Let it die.
Burn it like you tried
I
to.
did.
It is an oven.
We got a jazz talk, or we?
We jazz it up.
I'll jazz on you.
Thank you.
Jazz it up.
Jiggity J. Talk about the still frames. There wasn't very many still frames.
Do you guys have anything more to say?
I typically don't like still frames.
Okay. You're still going.
But there wasn't many, and what they did was this is just my lamest term. I call them tasteful still frames.
Okay.
And it's where they do a still frame, but I think it works, and I think that it's the best way that they could actually describe that scene in an anime. So yeah, there wasn't very many. There was a good amount in episode whatever of the 6 with that guy with the angry racist sailor during the bar scene. There was a bunch in the bar scene.
Yeah.
But even then, some of the still frames still had smoke raising from cigarettes or so they weren't necessarily still frames.
Yeah.
They were tasteful. I liked it. The art was good. I mean, especially in 2012. I feel like recently, 2012 isn't that long ago, but I feel like recently
5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago still.
That's half a decade.
That's half a decade.
Yeah, but it's still not that long ago. And I feel like a lot of more recent animes, they're changing their art so much and all that. And I thought this one kept up with,
It was super fluid.
Yeah.
When Sentaro's drumming, it's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sentaro drumming is amazing.
That was my favorite thing to see.
And the piano playing, he was actually hitting keys. They weren't just. The guy who drew him knew how a piano worked. That mattered.
Well, I mean, there's an anime I watched called Shirobako, which maybe we should watch. And what happens in that anime is that it's an anime about animes and the production cycle of creating one.
Yeah, you've told me about this.
And there's a lot of interesting insight, not to say it makes you an expert or even very knowledgeable, but it's a great insight into some of the things that go into making an anime. And it's just interesting to see all the different aspects of animators learning new skills or tasks or aspects of life so that they can draw something better.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. That would be cool to watch.
Yeah.
How long is it?
It's the reason I liked
25 episodes.
It's the reason I liked New Game. Wasn't that great of a show, but I liked the idea of being behind the scenes while they were creating something. Remember?
Oh, okay. I thought
it was
for
a really
second, I was
cute.
thinking No Game, No Life.
No, that's also a good anime, separate of what I'm talking about. But it was
Yeah, New Game.
New Game. It was about this girl who graduated high school and instead of going to college, she got a job building a new video game, and it was really cutesy and bubbly, and there was a bunch of girls in the office and everything, and it was
It was great.
yeah, it was total eye candy to someone like me and Alex, but it was still it had the underlying plot of this video game they were releasing, and it was cool to watch their dedication and their work towards it.
Yeah.
But it was cool being behind the scenes.
So we're officially talking about other animes, so I think we've said all we need to say.
Yeah.
I give this 2 thumbs up.
Give
On
it
a
a
scale of 10, Grant gives it 2 thumbs up.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, shit.
2 thumbs up that's not a score out of 10. I agree with Brett. 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. 9.
2 thumbs up
Two
out of
thumbs
10.
up. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up out
Because
of 4.
if you take a 9 and you flip it,
It's a 6.
it's thumbs up.
What?
No, it's not.
If you take a 9 and you flip it, it's a 6.
6 is 6.
Yeah.
6 isn't thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Whatever. It's 2 thumbs. Fuck it.
It's 2 6s.
It's just 2 brothers.
Fucking good. Watch it.
Not if you're deaf. Just read it. Just read the
Yeah.
manga.
Yeah, if you're deaf, just read it.
Yeah.
There's no difference. You just
Read the manga.
and then watch the
If you-
anime at the same time.
Well,
You wouldn't know if it's on. You're deaf.
Okay, first of all,
okay.
the deaf person isn't listening to a podcast. Let's get into that. This was Anime Club.
Now I'm
if
here now.
you want to discuss this episode, feel free to do that on Reddit.
Has anyone done so yet?
No.
On either? All right. Please?
Please, someone.
Do it.
I wonder if they ever make it this far.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Uh,
Do you make it this far? Discuss it on Reddit.
please.
If you made it to the end of this episode, feel inclined to leave just a comment saying "I did" on the end of at the Reddit page.
We post links to our YouTube video. The link to the subreddit is in our show notes. Discuss it on Reddit. Link in the show notes. Subreddit r/FinalFM. I'll be posting links to all of the podcasts Final FM produces there. We post links to our YouTube videos because we post on YouTube also if you prefer to listen there, or SoundCloud. Me and Grant are a part of a podcast called No Context. Feel
What's
free
up?
to listen to that.
What's
If you
up?
leave a rating, that will help us out tremendously. And thank you to Brett for joining us hosting Anime Club. And I look forward to many future episodes.
I'm here now.
Brett's here now.
What's your name?
Brett.
And what's your Twitter?
At Brett_Ray_. That's it.
And you can follow me at Alex Comp, KAUMP, and that's Grant over there.
I'm Grant. You can find me at Grant_Davis33. I'm over
Grant.
here. I'm Grant.
And that was Kids on the Slope.
Kids on the dope.
Oh,
Kids looking dope.
Kids on the hill. Keep standing still.
Keep going.
Take me a pill.
Keep going.
Make him. Fuck.
Make it so real.
Oh,
This is the thrill.
when's the rhyme scheme changing?
Too much to fill.
Not now. Grant's
Pickles that are dill. Catch me some krill.
This is jazz.
That's it. I'm done.
I'm gonna make a YouTube video of Brother June singing, but it's gonna be that.
Hype.
Hell yeah.
Wow.